Howdy. Hey, that's what I see out my window. Doesn't quite not as clear as I'd like it though. But it is summer out there. You see those leaves? Those little leaves are now coming out. And this big old birch tree. And you got a bunch of little ones there. This is going to be a clump or a family of birch. I wish you could see them clearer. I love it. It's just, and I love this time of year. This is when the sap is coming up. You know, those poor roots have been laying there dormant all winter, you know, waiting for spring, and spring comes, and all of a sudden new energy comes, and the sap starts running up through the trees, and it gets all the way up out to the branches and out, and it gets those little leaves started. Oh, I love summer. Yeah. It's a great lesson there too, you know. Man. And sometimes you feel dormant. Well, I'm not going to get into this. Yeah, sometimes you feel dormant and you feel alone and you feel discouraged. There's a spring coming. The Holy Spirit will start working in your life. And then all of a sudden, new life can start flowing up. Oh, you know what that reminds me of? Oh, I'm so afraid I'm not going to be able to get to Hebrews. What it reminds me of, though, is my favorite is the oak tree. Yeah, the oak tree. In the fall of the year, the oak tree goes to sleep. Oh yeah, while all the other leaves are falling down, the oak tree says, oh, I kind of like my leaves. I'm going to hang on to them. And they just hang on to every leaf up there. Yeah, and they just hang on. And winter comes, and the storms and the rain and the snow and the blizzards, and the oak trees just keep hanging on to their leaves. Yeah, yeah. And then spring comes, and then the new life starts flowing up through the roots and up through keeps flowing up, and that new life then gets up to the branches and gets up to the leaves, and then it says, it lets its leaves go. Oh, well, lesson in that. Friend, can't you see it? Can you wonder where all this type of things come from? It's from God. And you know, that new life. I've seen it so often. People have a new relationship to God. And that new relationship gives them a new reason for being, and some excitement in their life. And then all through the summer of their life, they're just resting in God's promises and resting in God's. And then winter comes and struggles start coming, and then they start, all the other sap is being drained out of them. They hang on to their leaves. What are the leaves you're hanging on to? I'm not going to name them. Mine, I guess, would have been Twinkies. But what are the leaves that you hang on to? And all through the struggle and the times and the winter and the cold and the freeze, you're hanging on to those leaves because you enjoy those leaves and you don't want to lose them, right? And then spring comes and new life comes, and new life comes up through the roots and up through the trunk and out to the leaves. And then all of a sudden, when that new life comes, that's the Holy Spirit filling your life up with all kinds of wonderful blessings. And all of a sudden, oh, those leaves aren't very important anyways. I'm going to let go of them. I've seen it so often with people. After they've started walking with God and have this relationship, they hang on to those old leaves because those leaves give them a certain amount of comfort. And those old leaves, I'm not going to let rid of these. And then all of a sudden, the Holy Spirit just brings up new sap into the trunk and out into the leaves. And then the oak tree says, you know what? I've got a new life. I can get rid of these old leaves. Yeah. And why is that? Hebrews. Oh, yeah, we're down here in the second chapter. Let's look at the 11th verse, and that's it. Then I'm done. For both he who sanctifies, and those who are being sanctified, who are they? All right. Jesus was sanctified through God's God's calling and God's blessing, and those who are being sanctified. That's you and I. That's right. That's right. We're finding a new relationship, and we love this relationship, and we're blooming. And then he says, are all of one. All of one? You, I, Jesus Christ, we're all of one. Of course, the Heavenly Father. For which this reason, if you don't remember anything else, remember this. He, Jesus Christ, is not ashamed to call them brethren. Brethren, you're hanging on to the old leaves in this new walk with God. Jesus is not ashamed. He is not ashamed to call you a brethren, because he knows when that new life comes, when that sap becomes to run up through the trunk, these old leaves are not going to matter that much anymore in this new relationship with Jesus Christ, because we are his brethren, and those leaves we hang on to can just God bless you. Enjoy this magnificent day. I'm going to get out my scooter and go down to the water just a little while. If you're out in your car, don't run over me. Bye-bye. I love you guys.